Please come up to the table. You will be drawing for the position in the show. Come up and see the guy in the Hawaiian shirt.
This show benefits variety and the wonderful work it does for handicapped kids. In its first 19 years, this show raised about $375,000. We passed the $400,000 mark. So please give yourself a hand and give us a hand as well. To do this, it is for charity, so give them respect when they're up here.
That's a nice way of, again, asking you to please be quiet while they perform. Don't make us act like police.
Your expectations of what I do up here tonight should be fairly low. Because before this event, the Daily News ran a column by another columnist by the name of John Bear. You know John. John's your Harrisburg correspondent. At which point, John Bear reported that, if I'm talking about the candidates, I am boring. Okay, I can take it. Because you know there was a silver lining in that. He said I was boring, but he said Dan Honorado was annoying. We came across one of Dan's very super secrets. We came across something that was extremely disturbing. And I'm sorry that I'm going to have to show you this tonight. But I feel it's important for you to know the truth before you vote in November. Man? I have to tell you, during the course of the campaign, I discovered that I was actually separated at birth from a TV personality that you all have probably seen. A very well-known celebrity and accomplished actor.
This is a little nerve-wracking, to be honest with you, being the second one, the first Democrat leading off tonight. I feel like I'd rather be having a tickle fight with Congressman Eric Massa. But I'm here. But I did cheat a little bit. Not gonna lie to you, I went out to my buddy Joey Bento, from Gino Steaks. I said, Joey, I have this routine, can you give me help? And he said, yeah, I'll write the routine for you. And he said, start off like this. Hola. Mi llamo Patrick Murphy, gracias Stu. I think Joey's trying to he's hoping for Sarah Palin because he wants to be appointed ambassador to Mexico in 2012.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? Good. I heard Patrick, and I'm sorry I missed the Attorney General, Mr. Corbett. Hi, Tom. How are you? Good luck to you. Good luck to you. I always be lucky. I'd rather be lucky than good, believe me. If it wasn't no luck, it would be no me. I got to tell you, it's really good to be here. It's a great cause, and it's not fun. I mean, most of us are a joke in our day jobs. We got to come out and be a joke in our night jobs, and it gets a little tough. But as I was leaving Washington today, some guy stuck a gun in my ribs and asked me for all my money. I said, "You got to be ridiculous. I'm the United States Congressman." He said, "Oh, then give me all my money."
But in our business, there are a lot of jokes that go around. It's one thing you can count on in politics. We got a cast of, they're kind of a new brand of cowboys in Washington. Their notion is you leave the women and children behind and you run for the hills. We call them Republicans. Now, that's all right, don't get too worked up. I'm coming for you. Now, I know that the Attorney General was here. I might be rooting for him for some other office when I heard he was prosecuting people who were criticizing him on Twitter. I thought he might be a little too sensitive to have a prosecutorial role. Pat, he may not have the sensitivity necessary to exercise prosecutorial discretion. So now Corbett's running for some office, and I know that given his performance here tonight, this is about as well as he's going to do on election day in the Philadelphia area. Okay, sorry. I have no problem with partisan cheering and booing. We do that at the State of the Union.
And he's at a fundraiser for one of the candidates, Bill Clinton. There's a rumor that Bill Clinton is going to come tonight, but that's not really news. How are we doing so far, Stu? No, seriously, we're trying to get Clinton over here. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry I'm late. I just got back from a tsunami wet t-shirt contest. And I also got those Asian girls out of North Korea for you. Brought them back to Aldi where they belong. Of course, we got the big wedding last week. You know, and it was great to be the father of the bride. You know the old saying, something old, something new, something borrowed. Well, you get the idea. I lost a lot of weight. Chelsea actually said to me she wants me to be around to play with my grandchildren. I hope it's a girl. But anyway. That joke's from Mike Driscoll, proprietor.
Now, to be a politician, you have to have a college degree. I would bet most of you people here this evening have a college education. I gave up my pursuit of a college education to pursue a professional hockey career. Now, I made that decision. I was 20 years old at the time. And to be honest with you, grade 6 wasn't going that well anyway. Now, you know, a lot of people say, oh yeah, well, the first question they say, well, how many teeth you got missing? I will tell you, I was constantly having dental work done. I was having teeth removed from my knuckles.
Awesome. You know, my name could be Mike Fitzpatrick for all you all know. If Jimmy Steele were my surprise. Mike couldn't be here, and he asked me to stand in for him as he's preoccupied with family business, if you will. We talked about it, and I said to him, are you crazy? You want me to go up and do stand-up? I was like, I'm not a stand-up comic. You know, I have no idea what I'm doing. I was totally afraid I'd be over my head and have no clue as to what I'm doing, to which President Obama said, tell me about it. Anyway, I like to think, before I go on, I'd like to thank Congressman Shakita for alleviating my fears of being the least funniest guy in the room.
He's a veteran like me. He knows what it means to serve, but with all due respect, it's us Navy guys who are, haunted by some of the most terrible memories of war. I still wake up screaming in the middle of the night with cold sweats, thinking about that time we had to listen to the entire speech from Admiral Joe Sesta. And don't get me started on those pickle fights from Eric Massa. But no, look, I know that we're under time, and Stu, you wanted to keep it short, so I'm going to acquiesce the balance of my time to the next candidate. That's acquiesce. A-C-Q-U-I-E-S-C. Acquiesce.
Your credit. I have one question to start off with. Does Bob Brady have a safe seat or what? Now, speaking of President Obama, you may have seen that he recently appeared on the daytime talk show The View, right? Anybody see that? Whoopi Goldberg quizzed the president on a number of economic and foreign policy issues. Next week, I understand he's going to appear on General Hospital, where a group of doctors are going to explain to him what's in his health care bill. Now, if you watched the episode, you may have noticed that President Obama really had a hard time getting a word in edgewise during the show. But he said that's okay, he's used to that. After all, he lives with his mother-in-law and he works with Joe Biden. Speaking of vice presidents, poor Vice President Al Gore, recently involved in this very embarrassing scandal that we've all read about. I guess it was the National Enquirer's online edition that broke the story. In a matter of hours, the whole world knew about the former vice president's indiscretions. My understanding is if you Google Al Gore now, the top 10 hits are all related to this scandal. So, does anybody think Al Gore wishes he hadn't invented the internet now? Who would have thought that Bill and Hillary turned out to be the happy couple?
Sorry, we're late. I know we saw people leaving. It takes a long time to take off a Dallas Cowboys sweatshirt when you try to come into a place like this. Pat Toomey, you got to see Pat Toomey. Is he still in the room? There he is. Pat, good seeing you. I understand, Pat, that I don't know much about you, but I'm learning a lot about you. We're on the same trail across the state, and my understanding is that you actually work for a group, something like the Club for Growth, and so I read the advertisements on the back of the city paper to see what exactly that group does. Come on, think. City paper Philadelphia. Bill Green, he's leading the charge to get rid of the drop program. I know that. Bill's all about good government. He wants to clean up City Hall, eliminate paper, go electronic technology, and institute a strict policy of family succession for the mayor's office.
I thought I demanded a lot amount from my staff until I went over and met Vince Fumo, who actually told me that, I really could have had him mow my lawn and clean my house. But as I stood there and talked with him, I realized I was no longer running against the establishment. I was now running with the establishment. And who better than to go over and see Bob Brady? And so I walked in to see Bob. And Bob was sitting down when I walked in, and I sat down with him. I said, Bob, how do I run? And he looked at me with this quizzical look, and he said, Joe, last time I really had a run, somebody told me Geno's was closing early. So I left there and I went to see Ed Rendell. I said, Ed, how do I win Philadelphia? And he said, Joe, talk to the unions. Play with the ward leaders. They said, if that doesn't work, there's a switch on the back of the machine.
But Joe's down there. Joe's down there in D.C. He's at all the cabinet meetings. The other day they were sitting around and it was a working lunch. And they called in, they had the Italian sandwiches from up here in Philadelphia, working through, waiting till all of a sudden the president comes in, and very, very serious look in his face, and he says, I hear there's been an oil spill. Does anybody know where it is? With that, Joe Biden puts his head down and goes, Mr. President's right here next to the couch.